Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Are you applying for universities and are confused with what documents you need to have and what are the list of documents that you need to have in order to apply for any universities in the United States? Then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to talk about the list of documents or what all you need to have when you submit your application packet to the university. I know it will be different from university to university, but most of the universities will have this such a common documents that you need to have to apply for any program like with masters or PhD. If you can just keep them in one folder, then it would be easy for you to either send it to the professor who is having any scholarship, or maybe directly send it to the university if you are applying directly through the university. So let's straight away dig into this topic and see what are the documents that you really require even before starting your application to any university. So let's go into this. The first one is the application form. Yes, this is the most common and the first one to have because the universities in their website they have like an application form that you need to fill out. So it will be an online application form, so you don't have to print it out and then write it down. After you create a portal with your email ID and password, it will start the online application form where you will fill out all your details like your name, your full name and everything, like the basic details, where you're from and what is your educational background and everything. This is what an application form is, and it's like the basic or the primary step in applying for any universities. The second one is application fee. This is something that I speak all the time or most of the time when I talk about universities, because every university will have an application fee where they will charge for taking your application into consideration. Application fee is like the final step of submitting your application, because after you submit your application you cannot do any changes. So before you submit it, like the final step is paying the application fee. So it will be different for different universities. Mostly it will range from $60 to $80, and some universities will also have like $100 application fee depending on the university and its standard that they set. Third thing that you need to consider in your documents list is academic transcripts. Unofficial transcripts from your previous institute are crucial for applying into the universities. They might not ask you immediately, some of the universities might not ask when you're filling out your application form, but when you pay your application fee and when you submit your application, if they feel you will be or you might be considered, then they ask for an unofficial transcripts. Even for the professors, like when you're emailing the professors will ask you to send the unofficial transcripts, which will help them to understand what courses you have taken before and see if you are a perfect fit for the position that they are looking for, the student that they are going to take for their research project. Make sure you have your student copy with you electronically and also in hand, and you never know how you're going to use it. And the fourth one is English proficiency tests. Being an international student, we all require this tests, like whether it's going to be IELTS, TOEFL, all the four exams that I have discussed in my previous video. Any of the one that if you have taken, you need to have that test score, which will be one of the main thing in submitting your application form to the university, because it's like the most common and definitely required thing that you need to submit to the university. Even though you don't have an IELTS score and you got an admission, there's a trick here. They will make sure that you take a bridge course in your first semester once you have started your courses. For me, I would highly suggest you to take an IELTS exam or any other English proficiency test instead of coming here and taking the English course. Because if you're writing or if you're having the IELTS exam, then the application fee for writing an IELTS exam would be, I think it is around $160 or $170. But to do that English course after you come here in the United States will cost you around $6,000. Trust me, it's not worth it, and it's better to write even IELTS like twice to get that score that you require, rather than coming here and taking that English exam, which I don't think is not at all worth it. The fifth one is letters of recommendation. Having a good letters of recommendation either from your previous supervisors, like where you have worked, or from the professors whom you have worked before, will definitely help you in getting an admission, because that's where the professors that you are submitting it into, or the university that you're submitting into, they will get to know how good you are a student and how you will be in the future with that institute or with that professor. So these play a very important role because they do consider the letters of recommendation. So please make sure you have the right letters of recommendation and good things said about you. Seventh one is a resume or curriculum vitae. Provide an updated resume with your highlighted educational qualities and qualifications and any of your previous experience, like how the typical resume requires. Mention everything that you have achieved in it, so that the one piece of document can help you in getting to know about you and your academic background and also your qualifications in a one shot. Next is the standardized tests. As I mentioned in my previous video, this is one of the main criteria for some of the universities, might not be for all, but it would be better if you have a GRE score, because chances of getting an admission with a GRE score than not having a GR score are more. And also try to get the GRE score of 300 or above, which is considered as a good score. And remember one thing, that please be specific on what type of GRE exam that you are writing and what program you are applying for. For most of the universities and most of the programs, general GRE should be fine, but look into the university and see what they are asking for even before writing the exam, so that it will give you an idea and you don't have to write the exams more than once. So make sure you check out the websites of university and see what type of GRE exam they are requiring and what you are about to write. Ninth one is financial documents. The financial documents definitely plays a crucial role, mainly for the international students like us, because we have to show, like we have that proof of income, or we can sustain in the United States even without getting any funding. This is important, but this is not the first document that you need to have. You need to have a financial document, or support, like how are you going to support yourself, only after you get an admission. Without you providing a financial documents, like how you are going to support yourself, whether it's an educational loan or your personal support, you have to provide the documentation of how you are going to survive, so that they can provide you with the I-20. And one is copy of passport. Generally speaking, this is the first thing you need to have even before starting the process to the education into the United States. Not only United States, but any other country other than India, or your home country. Make sure you take the copies of your passport and also attach it to your application form. And the last one is any other additional documents or miscellaneous documents. So this is mainly for a PhD position, and your professor has requested for you any sample writing that you had, or any previous research journal articles that you have submitted. He or she will ask you to submit it, so that they can review and see how good you have performed previously and what type of articles you have written, so that they can get an idea of your style of writing. It can be like different kinds of other additional materials, and it depends on university to university and professor to professor. Be ready to give any documentation that is needed by the professor, so that it will not take any delay to give an admission to you, because we never know, like if you delay the process, the professors are going to delay, and there might be any other student who might come in between, and nobody wants to take a risk mainly in the process of this application or admission process. One more important document that I would like to mention here is statement of purpose. This is something even I have submitted to the university, like, why exactly you wanted to do this kind of research work. This is what I explained in it. It depends and differs on professor to professor. So every time you submit a statement of purpose, make sure you read it and then submit it to the professor, because all the professors will not do the same kind of research work. So one statement of purpose that you have does not fit to all the professors of different universities. You have to change it at least a point or two, based on the professor that you are submitting. This is also one of the important documents that you need to consider to make your application strong. These are all the documents. Keep them in one folder and make sure you update them and check them every time you send it to a professor, or every time you apply to a different universities. This is all about this in this video, and hope this was informational. And if you like this video, share it with your friends. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and share it with all your agriculture friends, so that they will also be educated, and they will also be ready to be get this thing done. See you all in the next video. Until then, Shravya signing off. Bye.